Anthony, thanks for joining us, the latest big name to come on to the VIP Boxing YouTube channel. For you as a professional boxing trainer, what's it going to be like for your fighters in the next few months? Because, you know, they're young upcoming kids, they're not with big promoters at the moment. Yeah. What have you told them?
It's going to be really tough for them, and you just mentioned it then, like none of the 3 fighters do I train on my own or with, you know, a TV promoter, so there's no sign of any dates. Yeah, I mean, even the ones that are with your Eddies, your Franks, your McKenna's and stuff, I know Eddie's putting a few plans to put in the shows, but still there's only, is it 5 fights per show? Do you know what I mean? So he's got more, you know, he's got a lot of fighters, and well, they both have, so it's even them, they're not guaranteed to be on those shows. But the lads, I sort of said it to the lads the other day, it's being realistic, and it's not nice, but it's going to be September at the very earliest. It's going to be September.
You're being optimistic there.
That's what I'm saying. No, I said that, and I said realistically, that's not, well, it's not really realistic. It's late in the year, but obviously it's important that we're ticking over. But at the same time, Steve, I understand, you know, they've got to earn a wage and stuff like that. So at the minute, as long as they're doing some ticking over, they're working, that's all we can. That's all we can do. It's there's very few fighters out there who are still going to be getting sponsored to train like a full-time professional who aren't with one of the bigger promoters. So yeah, that's it really. But we're going to do, I think we'll have a few of them tomorrow. I've got a ring with Crolla later. But yeah, Jake and Dylan are going to do a little bit tomorrow. Weather depending as well, is even going to do something outside. But you know, he's been back in this week, so I've been in with the lads and Tasha. He's been breaking them up, like, you know, into groups and stuff like that. So, but again, even with everyone at Joe's place, there's only Tasha. It's pretty common knowledge.
She's fighting.
Well, she's just waiting on the date getting nailed on. Yeah, who's going to be fighting in the matchroom headquarters. So
Terry Harper.
That's it. It's really tough, and you know, the likes of, like, say, Steve. It's him who gives so many lads and girls this, you know, a chance to be fighting. But you know, Steve puts on a lot of shows, and there's very few shows that he doesn't lose money on. Do you know, he'll say that himself. So I'm sure Steve wants to get his lads out and his fighters out, but there comes a point where you can't just keep throwing fortunes away. So it's so tough for them, and that's what I'm saying. So with those 3, there's no date in mind. As disheartening as that is, we've just got to. You can still be making improvements, and then when the calls come, you'll be ready.
Yeah, they are talking of some big fights globally during lockdown. One of them that's been mentioned is Teofimo Lopez, Vasyl Lomachenko, hasn't it? You know, for a 3, you know, unification lightweight. How would you see that fight going?
I really look forward to it. It's I think it's one of the very best fights that can be made in the lightweight division. And what I've seen of Lopez, I do think he's the real deal. However, at the same time, I believe that I think Lomachenko does a job on him. I think he does. He's got that one-punch power, Lopez, as we've seen with Comner. And I like Richard Comner. I like everything he stands for. But stylist is it's much more difficult to land those shots against Lomachenko than it would be Comner. You know, I see Lomachenko frustrating Lopez, poking away. And I think he'll look to make a real statement as well, because I'm not bad with that, but there's a little bit of needle. You can see it. Do you know what I mean? You can see there's a little bit of needle, and I expect him to catch up with him in the second half of the fight. But again, there's no denying Lopez's punch power. I think, like I say, I think he's certainly for real. I believe he proved that in defeating a top fighter like Richard Comner in the manner that he did. And you know, top rank, they don't make too many mistakes, do they? And they matched him really well, and there was really sort of hyped about him from early on. So, like I say, he's the real deal, but I don't see him. Listen, you can never rule him out with the punch that he has, but I see Lomachenko winning and winning really well, making a bit of a statement.
What's it like when you win with Lomachenko and you throw a shot and you're missing by a centimetre, and when you've done it about 5 times, you realise it's deliberate, he's reading you that well?
Of course, it's frustrating, Steve. Do you know what it is? It's disheartening, and that's why I said it before the fight when I fought him. That's why I think it makes so many quit, because it doesn't matter who you are. If you're hitting arms, you're hitting gloves, you feel like you're hitting something, even if you're not, you're not having success and nothing clean is landing, you're still hitting something. Whereas with him, when you're just falling short, it's zapping as well. It zaps the energy out of you, and frustration when really he's reading you, he's judging the distance. So that's certainly one of his very best attributes. I remember being in with him, and I remember sparring. I've always said until fighting Lomachenko, Frankie Gavin?
Yeah.
Unbelievable at judging distance. Like, I remember from the first time I sparred him over, wow, I feel old now, nearly 15 years ago, but then through his early in his pro days, he could just make you fall short, in a similar way. And it's a skill. I don't know if it's God given or what, but just the way he, just make you fall short. It's so disheartening. He's just there for the fast counters, the sharp counters. But yeah, that's certainly, along with his feet, is his best attribute.
Now, you mentioned Frankie Gavin there. How tragic was it that he never never achieved so much more as a professional?
Yeah, it's hard, with Frankie, because they are 2 different games. There's no denying that, and I think anyone who knows Frankie from the amateurs, it was always sort of going to be very different. But the talent that he had, you still envisioned him winning world titles, and that's why, do you know what? I really respect Luke Campbell in that sense, because as an amateur, he was an out-and-out amateur, 4-2 fencing, and I remember thinking in the Olympics, you know what, fair play, he's stuck with that, he's an Olympic gold medal, but nothing's going to happen for him as a professional unless he makes some drastic changes. And wow, he made those changes. I remember he had a bit of time out. He went on with dancing on ice, and wow, how he's putting a bit of size, and
yeah,
he looked great. He looked great, and every credit. But like I say, with Frankie, I love Frankie, but there's no secret. He wasn't the most dedicated, but talent-wise, I've never seen anything like it. Honestly, just like say the way he judges distance, he was brilliant. He really was brilliant at times, and do you know what he is? He's a coach now, and Frankie will be an amazing coach. I know he's doing a lot with the amateurs, but he's so clever. For someone who's like a joker and so stupid, his boxing IQ is like unbelievable. It really is. And I wish, like everyone, he would have, fulfilled his potential. And listen, I don't know if he'll look back on things. I don't know, Frankie being Frankie, giggle away at it. I don't know, but there's no denying he's one of the most sort of special talents I've ever seen in a boxing gym.
And you mentioned Luke Campbell, and I was going to ask you about him. You say, few expected Luke to make the transition. Now you look at him, if he didn't win a world title, he'd be one of the greatest Britons not to have achieved it. Yeah,
I agree, because like I said, he went away, and I think he'd done things right. He put on that bit of muscle. He held his feet a little bit more, but he didn't forget about, his feet. But, seeing him so much success in the amateurs. But he's got a great chance of winning all the time. But it's hard when he's in such a tough division. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the WBC. It's just unexplainable, because obviously Luke and Lomachenko fought for the WBC. And yeah, he's fought Linares and Lomachenko, and although he got beat by both, he gave a great account of himself. And now then you think there's talk of Haney. That's another tough fight, but he's thereabouts, isn't it? There's no denying he's world class. And hopefully he gets that little bit of luck that you need to be a world champion, and we see him do that.
Yeah. Before we let you go, it's 7 months nearly since your last fight. You speak about boxing with such enthusiasm. Do you miss it at all, getting in the ring?
Honestly, Steve, no, I say it all the time. I don't, and I feel a little bit guilty saying it because I see how other fighters struggle, but I don't, and I'm still keeping fit, and the odd now and again, a little bit of shadow boxing. I don't know whether I'll start in bags, but I've hit, like with my mates, I've hit the bags a few times. Do you know, since November, that's it. But I don't know. It's just I've not got that, drive to think right. I'm not gonna fight again. But even thinking, wow, I wanted whack 10 threes out or out like that, on the bags. But I probably should start doing a little bit more punching soon. But I'm not missing that side of it. I listen, like, how much I love boxing, and I don't love it any less, but just from a different side now.
And final question before we let you go. What's the latest on your amateur club? Getting it rebuilt. Where are the lads going to relocate for now?
So we're very lucky, really, Steve. And I said this when it happened. You see sort of the best of like the boxing community, and so many gyms, even gyms like that are probably too far out, but they say, if you're really stuck, you can come over. And it's really nice of them, to offer us the use of their gym. But there's a property that we've seen that we're sort of in the middle of trying to get. And then we get that, we will, it'll take a lot of work. But not me, but the lads and the team around us, they'll learn. The only thing I'll be able to do is do a bit of labour. But other than that, yeah, we'll make it work, and we will do. It's and that's what I think now. I think that's my next thing in life, Steve, where I'm really determined to make that work. And I know work with sort of the pros, but sort of I want to get a few national champions as an amateur. That's a goal now. Do you know what I mean? That's a real sort of, because I know when I won my first national title, it was one of my greatest memories in boxing at Barnsley Metrodome. I remember for days I was just on this massive high, and I think so. Yeah, you want to help. I want to help with the team, build some champions, and I say it all the time, but not without sounding soft. Just sort of change a few of the kids' lives for the better, and it will do. That's what boxing does.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.